Go. Finally, I can record. Okay. So my goal today is to do a second coat of paint and to get some details. And this would be like the last stage of working on this project. So I have to do a little bit of color mixing here and get my last coat of paint on there. It's the second coat of paint goes really quick because you already have a base coat down, and so a lot of times it's just about like kind of filling it in. So I'm going to mix that dark purple for the hair and the shadows. And this is an opportunity. You do get a grade for getting some of the details in there. And so I'm going to look at some of the details of his eyes. I'm going to get the white color fleck of his eyes and maybe a couple little highlights on his lips. And maybe a couple curls kind of painted in a little stronger. So for second coat, I'm just going to go around and kind of retrace, get some nice sharp lines in there. And do another fill. And that way I'm going to kind of cover up and hide the brush strokes that might have existed there before. Clean up my lines. Sharpen up my curls. Really load up your brush. Don't be shy. Mix a good amount of paint. Now I think I've decided not to do black outlining on this, but that shouldn't stop you if you really want to do that. If you really like that cartoon effect, right? Like the difference between a black outline and no black outline. With this one, I added a little texture, right? I kind of had fun with some texture of the sweater and a little texture in her eyes with some dots and her earrings and her hair and stuff. But this one I don't have any texture, and instead I've black outlined everything, and I've added these fun little Roy Lichtenstein dots for where the shadows might exist. And then I did kind of a fun background, and you guys are going to be doing a pattern in your background as well that kind of goes with your image. So you have both options here. You can do one or the other, or maybe even both if that's really kind of what you're feeling like you want to do. That's fine. And of course, I'm always open to office hours too. Today, I kind of feel like it's going to be really crazy because a lot of people have told me they're coming to office hours. So if you come today, I don't know how much time I can really give you. Monday might be a better day to come if you're really seeking some one-on-one time with me. I think I have maybe 5 or 6 people telling me already that they're coming today, so it's going to be crowded. So you see how quick that went. I did a second coat already on one side of the face in like a matter of a minute or two. And it's just a lot easier to get that second coat down because there's already color there. If you've ever painted a bedroom or a wall, you know that second coat is a lot easier to get. And refining and making sure that my lines look nice and clean. I'm probably using my smaller brush for this stage. You don't have to work as fast as I'm working. I tend to work quick when I'm demonstrating, but if you wanted to slow down and make sure you've got nice sharp lines, you can do that.
Is it okay if you don't have sharp lines on purpose? Because the fur, I want to try to make it so that I don't have sharp lines because that's kind of what fur is like.
Yeah, if that's the texture you're going for, yes. Let's think of it this way, as long as it looks intentional. Right? That it's not a matter of like not taking your time or the skill, but more you want it to look fuzzy. And it's okay if the color that you mixed is slightly different than the first time you mixed it. Paint always looks a little darker too when it dries, so the paint that you put on top, it might have a slightly different value to it or color. It's fine. I'm going to try to get rid of all of the paper. We don't see any of the white paper left behind. Okay, so for tinier details like on the face, I'm going to use my small brush and I'm just going to go back over and try to get those nice lines in there. And if there's anything you feel inspired to do that you think kind of goes with your person, or feel free to do them. Experiment a little bit and make this your own. This is your artwork. You haven't copied anybody else's artwork. You made your own pop art creation by doing this. I'm noticing that around here I can still see some of my pencil lines. So when I mix that light yellow and that green, I'm going to try to get rid of those. And just for fun, I might, add a couple more sort of sweepy, thinner lines in here. Maybe something with a little texture to it. And this is where I could get a little bit looser with my creativity. Like if I really like that dark purple. If I wanted to pull in a little tint into that purple and have some fun with my curls, or maybe some fun a little bit with these like weird colors that are happening in the original photo I'm looking at, like there's some streaky, artistic-y things happening. I can play around with that a bit. And right at the end, when you're doing the final details, is when you can have this kind of fun. I think I'm going to hold off on that though, because I still need to lay down a coat of the yellow and the green, and then do something fun in the background. I think I'm going to sort of take advantage of these streaky things and add some fun stuff in the background. But since we're almost out of time, I'm going to need to be kind of quick about this, don't I? It's kind of ironic that I have to be quick because my QuickTime wasn't working. So I'm going to put a little texture in the background here. Just kind of a little scumbling. Maybe I could even get in there and do a little like here and there on the hair just to make the hair look like it's a little bit more transparent. Just throw in a little negative space in there. Why not? I already got some here. This is the part of the process that I want you to kind of have fun with, right? You're making these final little creative choices. Okay, and then I got to get in there with that light yellow. We're getting close to the end here, you guys. It's 3:18. I'm going to continue to demo through the end of class, but just reminding you I am looking for a whip today. So, but at the end of class, you can go ahead and take a photo of your progress for today. And I recommend that some of you, if you feel as though you have a ways to go and you're not going to finish in class on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, that you spend some time this weekend working on this, okay? Sadly, I cannot extend this project, right, because the end of the quarter is sort of a hard end, right? I'm going to move on to your next arts preview class after that. This is also your last kind of opportunity to do any kind of makeup work. If you feel like you don't like your grade and you need to spend a little time on that, this weekend's a good time to do that, right? Because once the end of the quarter hits, I have to submit your final grade.
Miss Brennan.
Mm-hmm. Yes? I heard you, Jillian. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Do you have a question?
Yeah, for my art piece, instead of painting it blue, can I paint its chest plate blue, then paint its clothes the light orange?
Sure. So now I'm going to add some of these weird streaky things with the purple and the yellow here. The more detail you put in this, even if it's really simple, the more finished it's going to look. So even if that means a couple dots here and there, a couple little detail lines. And I do want to see some type of pattern in your background. So that could be anything you want it to be. Think about trying to maybe mimic something that you might see in the clothing of your person, or the hair texture, earrings, anything you might see. A pattern in the clothes that you could use as a, right now I'm taking these streaks and putting them in the background. I feel like I maybe did it a little bit too much. All right, you guys, the class is going to be over in a few minutes. Please make sure to clean your workspace, wash your brushes, post your whip. You do not need to be done by today, obviously. We still have class time on Tuesday and Wednesday to finish. You can always email me if you have a question or come to office hours.
Miss Grimminger,
Mm-hmm.
do you think this would earn me a passing grade?
Oh, I'm not one to make quick grades like that. I'd like to analyze and look at the rubrics. I still want to see light value in there. When I look at it from here, Elliot, I see a lot of the same values. I still want to see those darker values and that light value in there. So
I repainted the light over the already repaint that was actually good, and it turned out to be darker than it should have been.
Well, that's the beauty of paint, right? Is that you can dry and you can do another coat. All right, you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you later. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
You're
Miss
welcome.
Grimminger.
Bye.
I had a lot of fun this class. It was really fun.
Good.
Because I realized my painting didn't suck.
It never does. I don't want you to ever feel that way. Okay?
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna join office hours.
Okay.
But I wanna go right now.
Sounds good. I'm gonna end this and I'll come back when I'm ready for office hours.